Awesome. We are recording now. So today we're going to talk about RSSMasher and we're going to talk about Article Forge. Now we did this about, I want to say 6 weeks ago. We talked about how to get original content in an automated workflow. And I kind of just briefly went over it, and we've added some new tools to RSSMasher since then to make it even easier for you to do this. And I want to go by step, how do you use Article Forge, the API. Now, it has to be your API. It can't be ours. We're using ours all the time. In fact, I bought a new campaign today. Now, when you buy your campaign, when you buy an account from Article Forge, I'm going to go over to Article Forge real quick and show you a few things so you're aware of it. Here's the home page. You can always check this is one of the accounts I have, so you could check your usage information right here. Now, I just started this account, so I haven't used any words. Now, let me tell you, they sell two types of accounts. They sell the standard, and then they sell the unlimited. Don't get the unlimited. And the reason I say that is the API, whether you have unlimited or standard, is still 250,000 words. The only time it's unlimited is when you're manually posting articles up here, because they figure you're not going to do 250,000 articles manually. So just keep that in mind. All you need is the standard, which I think it's 324. Let's see if we can. I think it's 324 right now. But you get to try it out for 5 days, and then you can flip it over to your credit card. So pricing, I would highly recommend keep it on the yearly and get this one right here. You don't need this one. I wish they would tell you that you're limited to 250,000 words, because I bought this thinking, oh, great, unlimited, one account. Now we're up to 5 different Article Forge accounts because we're cranking so much content in both RSSMasher and our PBN network. So that's what you need to do. Here is the other thing on usage. This is really important, is you have a toggle right here, on and off, okay? If you want to prepay words, go ahead and buy them here, and it's, I think it's 25 cents per 1,000 words. That's what they charge you. What I've noticed is if you don't pre-buy words and you have no credits left, your account gets deactivated temporarily. You have to send into support. They have to reauthorize it and everything else. So it's best to prepay and then turn that off. So if you buy 200,000 extra words, then when you turn it off, it's going to be 450,000 words left available. So just keep an eye on this toggle right here. If you have problems with Article Forge, it's usually because you're over on your records and you haven't, and this was set to on, okay? So once you grab your API down here, that's all you'll need from Article Forge. So you'll come over here to your integrations, and you'll come down here to Article Forge, and you'll put your API key right here. If you don't have Article Forge, here's the link to it. You could set this. Now, this is one of the things that has changed over the last 4 weeks, is they had long, but now they have very long. This is about 1,500 words right here. This gets you very competitive in content marketing on certain keywords, on more competitive keywords. So keep this in mind. We usually run between medium and long because we're doing such volume. But if you're only supporting 1 or 2 websites, definitely do very long, because it's going to have a lot more content for you to rank with, okay? I always check this. I want to include an image. They will put an image as your featured image, okay? Now, by doing that, they're going to have an image in place. So if you want to swap images, you can use our media pack when you're building the MASH to swap images. But if there's no image in there, you can't swap it. Okay. So just keep that in mind. So I check that. The videos they pull are very relevant to the header or the subheadings. And this is the new one, is they got subheadings in here. Now, guys, this is really important for SEO, but it also helps on readability. It breaks up your content and it gives you good sub keywords to rank for. Plus, if you got a table of contents plugin in your WordPress, it picks up these subheadings to build you a little table of contents, which really helps out also. Okay. Now, active status, it's on, account activated. And now, if you want to, you could put it on a schedule. So if you don't want to burn through all your words, in the first 7-8 days of the month, just put it on a schedule, and then you can activate it whatever time of the day that you want to start. So let's say this is noon to 3 o'clock. Pull this back. Okay, so we're going to go 8 a.m. my time zone, which is central, to 3 p.m. Okay, hit update. And then you should see this. It should say yes and account activated. Now, if they disable your API, it's going to say no right here. Okay, then you want to check your usage. So this is the brand new account I just bought this morning. So I've got 250,000 words. All good to go. And it even tells you your overage and any prepaid words. So that means that it's ready to go. Okay. Now, with that in mind, before we get into how to build, I want to kind of go over, here's what the results are with using Article Forge through RSSMasher. Now, I've shown you several times these websites. This is DIY gardening tips. I let this run for about a week. I applied to Adsense, boom, it immediately put ads in there for me. And in fact, you can tell I've been on AppSumo buying things. But AdSense is a great one if you're doing autoblogging. And this is a free theme. I just built something on gardening. I know a little bit about it, but not a lot. So I put these main categories, which I found through keyword research. I'm using Surfer and then Keywords Everywhere for keyword research for the main topics. Got a privacy policy. I'm not selling anything here. All it is just articles. So let's take a look at one of the articles. There's AdSense getting in my way there. In fact, I saw VidPenguin 2 up there. And AdSense will pop up here shortly. And they also do in-content ads in there. So I'm running short on this instead of medium. So you can kind of tell there's some short articles. And guys, I'm going to be teaching this in probably another couple of weeks is we have the ability to put personality quizzes into our content. And in the next Geek Out Friday, we're going to go over how to do some engagement and personality quizzes. And so anyway, just keep that in mind. We'll be talking more about that. But here's gardening tips, and let's just go down here and I'll grab something from a few days ago. There's another big old AdSense ad. AdSense loves this site. It's a basic WordPress site, nothing fancy on it. But they're dropping videos and everything else in here. So this is a longer content here. For some reason that video didn't show. And you could tell the ads are dropping in, and I'm using Ad Inserter Pro. So I've got some of my own ads in here, but AdSense just kind of takes over and runs everything for you. Okay, so this is just a plain WordPress site. Now, if you've been on any of the Geek Out Fridays, I've showed you any of my WordPress demo sites. I'm going to show you the same two, but online exercise program, I'm using a Zox theme, and I've got Adsense laid on top of it. Now, I do have some ad blocks in there that I'm using that are not Adsense, but for the most part, everywhere you go on here, you'll see Adsense. So 4 days ago, I ran out of credits on Article Forge, so it stopped producing about 4 days ago. So this article was 100% written by Article Forge. So it talks about lifting weights, and you can see I've got some ad blocks in here from Giddy Up that we're doing. And it's mixed in with AdSense, so it looks pretty decent. And guys, if you ever want to read any of these articles, they really actually read fairly well. It's just go to online exercise program, and I'll put this in the chat box. So if you want to take a look at what the content is actually producing, I'll do DIY gardening tips as well. Put that in the chat. And let's grab online exercise. I'll put that in there for everybody. And amazing hamburger. Okay. Now, I'll give you a little hint. Amazing hamburger, I've had this is before we even had the new RSSMasher. I've had this for almost 10 years. I had been feeding it with RSS feeds. Never once. I would apply every quarter to get AdSense approval, because I just, I didn't really want to mess with it. It's just an auto blog. I had it out there. It looks good. And I kind of like the cooking recipe niche for some of the things that we're doing. And I had Clickbank offers, which are recipes. And I had a few commission junction. I wasn't making, a lot of money, but I use this as a demo to kind of test things out and test Feedly and some of the other input methods. Well, never once did I get approved. Then I started loading it only with Article Forge. So all these articles in the last probably the last 120 days are all written by Article Forge. So let's just take a look at them. So this is how to prepare the best grilled strip steak recipe. Okay, now it does recipes. So how to prepare it, and it kind of goes over it a little bit, but it doesn't put it in the traditional recipe format, but it does put it in a paragraph format for recipes. So it does a pretty decent job of recipes. So it tells you exactly how to cook it. Okay, here's a Clickbank offer. Here's a video. So what Article Forge gave me is it gave me this image, and it gave me this video along with the content. Now I think I have the subheadings turned off on this because I set it up way before the subheadings got started, but this does a really good job of creating content. How to cook a skirt steak in the oven, okay? Great image to go with it. And I've got some ad blocks in here. Best to use a large skillet. So, you can kind of look through this. Is it a professional copywriter, or is it Gordon Ramsay writing this? No, but it's better than me sitting down and spending a couple hours writing a blog post, and I get these auto-generated. Yeah, Paul asked a question. Are these articles 100% Article Forge, unedited? Yes. I have not touched anything in Amazing Hamburger. The theme that I'm using, my most favorite WordPress news theme is called Zox, Z-O-X. You can find it on ThemeForest or Envato. It's, I think, $59. It's a small learning curve. It's not a huge learning curve. Yep. That is it right there, Patrick. I love it. But the thing about Zox is it has 4 or 5 different styles that you can use. So if you don't like this style, which I love this style, I think it looks very professional. You can change this. This is selectable by tagging. But you see, AdSense loves it too. It can insert images in the featured sections. You come down here, best hamburger recipe. Usually I'll see an ad that looks identical. In fact, they even match the font a lot of times on here. You can see I've got other ads in here. But they have a push down slider there. And if I go in, who created the paleo diet? Interesting. So this one actually, I think I had the subheadings turned on this one. This is a pretty decent article right here. So they're crediting who created the paleo to Walter Vogelin and I guess Dr. Lauren Corday. I mean, for me to write this, again, it's probably 2-3 hours. I'd get bored and probably wouldn't finish it. Great stuff. Now you can, because it's in WordPress, is you can do keyword links. So I've got some cross promotions going on inside using pretty links. So you see how it's doing some internal linking over to keto versus paleo diet. And of course, they're talking about grass-fed butter, unrefined oils. I mean, it really is pretty nice. Again, I'm jumping around. I'm using pretty links inside of here on automatic to do internal linking for me within the article itself. Okay, so this is what I like about Article Forge. Decent. Yeah, it's better than English as a second language. It's better than hiring a VA to write it because I set this up automatically and I don't touch it. The last time I went into Amazing Hamburger inside of RSSMasher was probably 2 months ago. So all these articles are getting written for me all day long, and they're great articles. I also have them linking into, I've got a Facebook group, I've got a Twitter account that's all about hamburgers, and I've got a Tumblr. So these images are going over to Tumblr. Patrick has a quick, how do I get the bottom footer ad to show? I have no idea. This is AdSense. This is what AdSense puts in when you put the code in. Yeah, Walt asks, how much is your monthly traffic AdSense revenue on Amazing Hamburger? Guys, I make, $10, $15 at times, and some months I'll make $2 or $3, and some months I'll make $15, $20, $30 off of AdSense. Where I make my money though is I got these little giddy up ads, and this one right here, if somebody buys this, I make $28 on this. So instead of making, down here I may make 10 cents if somebody clicks on it, but here if somebody buys this, I'll make $28. So, I look at, if I make one of these sales or 2 of these sales on an Autoblog a month, and then I make some AdSense revenue, it's just a matter of scaling, getting more sites built and, letting it run. And with the new engagement that we're putting on here, let's see if I got it in this bottom, we're putting in some personality quizzes and some other things in here. Let's see if we get a current one here. I think I've got a Harry Potter quiz on some of them. I think it was on online. They've been DIY gardening. But I'm testing out some of these personality quizzes, and I'm getting some interesting results. Yeah, here it is. This button is getting clicked a lot. Now, with personality quizzes, trivia quizzes, and stuff like that, you can redirect them anywhere you want at the end of the quiz. So you could take them to a direct purchase item. Ed, I think I addressed that. It says average per month revenue for the hamburger one. You know, I don't know, probably 30 bucks to 50 bucks a month, you know, with doing nothing. If I did more, I could probably make more, but I've got a lot of sites out there. So, you know, this is all about Autoblogging. This is about building content, and this is another Adsense. So let Adsense run, and Adsense is great on WordPress. Somehow it reads where it can put content blocks, and it does a decent job of it. So let's go back to online exercise. Okay. Let's see. Answer the questions. Okay. Don, we're about to get into how to make this. So I kind of went over, I wanted to get you excited about content. That's all this, you know, guys, that's what we do. We automate content. That's what RSSMasher is designed to do, whether it's RSS feeds, whether it's YouTube videos, or it's Article Forge, or your own articles, or even G Sheets or Feedly, you know, however you want, but we're all about automation. I may not be the best at ad monetization, but I make up for it by quantity and frequency. And so that's why we're building our own private blogger network, is we're using Article Forge. That's what's generating all our content. Now we do Word AI, and we spin, we do some other things with image manipulation, image insertions, but the private blogger network is pointing back to all our booster page. So if you're using booster pages, we're dropping your links in our premium content. So anyway, let's go on. Let's start talking about how you do this. This is a workshop today about Article Forge. So I want to get you a little excited about that. So first thing you got to do is you got to have some keywords to get this all started. Now, Article Forge, let me tell you, I want to say 10 times better if you have a main keyword and you have some sub keywords that are surrounded, that are related to the main keyword. Okay, so if you pass it a keyword, you can get okay results. If you pass it a keyword and some sub keywords, and we use more than 5 sub keywords, they only read the first 5. But if you do that and they're semantically related to the main keyword you're passing it, then you get pretty good, decent results. And it even helps in writing the subheadings. So I'm going to show you my method, and we even added a button called the auto suggest method, but there's also keywords everywhere if you want to do something like that. Okay. Well, we'll talk about the personality quizzes next Geek Out Friday. I'm going to shock everybody by what these things can do. And if you want to, you know, I'll have an opportunity for you to join a white label product. Now, I'm using a tool on AppSumo. You can go out and get it. It's Interactive. It just came out. I bought the white label, unlimited everything. And you can certainly buy that. Or if you want to wait for 2 weeks, I'll show you how you can get unlimited for a lot cheaper and have some pre-made templates. So we'll talk about that later. Yeah, guys, y'all are getting hung up on revenue, ad monetization. I don't spend a lot of time on ad monetization. That's why I want automation in there. You know, if you want to spend some time, build leads, do lead gen off of it. I mean, that's what Tim Parker and Paul Sullivan do, is they use it for lead gen. You know, somebody said it doesn't even pay for the cost of the site. Guys, if you're paying $30 a month for sites, I would recommend a different host. My hosting is through SiteGround. I pay $400 a year, I think, for the level I have. I got probably a couple hundred sites on there. So I mean, that's my hosting cost. It doesn't cost hardly anything. But yeah, if you're paying a lot for hosting, kind of there's some competitive yeah, Patrick mentioned it. This is automated income, guys. It's just rinse and repeat. Yeah. And I wish I was better at monetization. Monetization comes with traffic. You got to have traffic. So how do you get traffic? You syndicate your content. I've been teaching a lot of people about minions. Build some minions, syndicate it through Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook groups, get some Google blogger accounts, do some Google sites, build some backlinks. We built booster pages specifically to help get some syndicated content into our sites. Every product we build has a relationship to all the other products. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, guys, I promise you, everybody on the call probably is better at monetization than I am. My focus is just improve the traffic. You're going to improve monetization when you improve the traffic. You improve the traffic through social syndications. Okay, so let's talk about keyword. How do you get your keywords? So let's go into RSSMasher real quick. And I'll come down here. External content. We're going to start off with Article Forge campaigns. Okay, notice I got a few Article Forge and I got 27 in here. So I don't know what I even want to write about. So I've got all types of gardening, all types of cooking in here. I've got some online advertising. Somebody give me a topic and we're going to build a campaign from it. I got hearing aids. Somebody talked about hearing aids the other day and we built a campaign. So self-help, automotive, buy gold, Bitcoin. We got a lot of yoga in there. I've done yoga before. Let's do buying gold. That's probably a good topic. And what I'm looking for is topics that have some commercial intent and that have people that are willing, if they're buying gold, they invest a little bit of money. The affiliate commission on some gold affiliate offers is pretty high. And so, that would be a good one. Guys, cooking recipes, it is one of the lowest commissions. But I like it because I can get recipes all the time. So gold, let's go in and buy gold, okay? So I'm using a program called Surfer SEO. Now I hope that y'all don't mind. I'm just kind of jumping topics. I'm not writing a book this time. So I'm talking to you kind of one-on-one. I'm looking at questions, but I want to get you an idea of how easy really this is. So buy gold. Now, do you have to use Surfer? Oops. I actually put it in Content Planner, but I'm going to hop over to keyword research and I'm just going to type in buy gold here, see if there's some other keywords. Yep. Patrick mentioned recipe categories is a massive traffic source. Absolutely. And the thing I'm missing out on is lead capture. I could do a better job on lead capture. Well, that's why I'm going to the interactivity quizzes, because now I can have, what's the best hamburger? What kind of food would you be if you were a food? So these personality quizzes, all this really fun stuff for engagement, we're about to kick ass and take names with RSSMasher. Buy gold. Let's take a look at the keywords here. So I'm going to go by search volume. Coins, gold, bar of gold, gold coins, gold bullion, buy gold bar. Okay. How this is SERP similarity is it's looking at the keyword, how similar is it? So it's 45%. So gold buy gold. So those are related keywords. I don't see anything out there that just jumps out at me where to buy gold. This might be some good words. So I had put it into the content planner. This is what I use all the time. Now, guys, you can get Surfer SEO. It does have a cost. I think it's $59 or $69 a month. You can buy the monthly. You can buy the annual, which makes it cheaper. Or you can, I think they have a $1 trial. Go through their trial. Content Planner is free. You can do this all day long with the trial and just build your content plans. So do it on the free version or do it on the trial, and then you can cancel the Surfer. Okay. But the Content Planner says, for me to start ranking on Buy Gold to be competitive in the marketplace, I need to have 132 clusters for this main topic. Okay. So Buy Gold. Now clusters are these are NLP clusters. What they're doing is they're looking through the competitors. They're trying to find, is it other keywords. They're relating, is this a shopping intent? 1 ounce gold bar. These are people shopping. This is local. And you can kind of see the search volume, invest in gold, buying gold cheap, buy, sell. So these are what people are looking for. And these are the supporting keywords that they found that go with this particular keyword. So this is what I'm going to pass to Article Forge, the main keyword and the sub keywords. I'm going to show you how easy it is. I'm going to come over here and go, I'm going to download it. Okay. Now, I'm going to go in and take a look at this just to show you what it's a CSV file. It's going to upload automatically with Excel. So here's the cluster name. Here's the sub keywords that go with it. And it always starts with the cluster name and the keyword there. So we parse all this out. There's the search volume, total clusters. You don't have to do anything with this spreadsheet. Okay. I'll just put don't save. But now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hit Buy Gold. Okay. I'm going to leave these checked. Place image at top, remove Article Forge image styling. I don't want their image styling because I may do other things with this. Make campaign active. Let's hit update. Okay. Now, because I'm using the CSV from Surfer, I'm going to hit upload. Surfer SEO. Okay. I'm going to ignore the first line because the first line is the headings. Okay. I want to make it medium. Yeah, we'll go medium. And I'll hit that. Now, before I do that, I want to make sure my subheadings are tagged on over here. Include videos, include subheadings. Okay. And I'll just go ahead and turn that on. Check usage. Count and finish. Okay. Back here. Article Forge. Buy Gold. Hit edit. Okay. And upload CSV. Surfer. And ignore first line. And I'm going to do long here. And hit select CSV file. Surfer. And upload. Okay. Now it's going to start creating content for me as soon as I hit the activate. Okay. Now you can see this 100-gram gold. So these are the words that are going to be used with this as the sub keywords. So I'm going to write a better article through API by doing this. So I've got subheadings on. It's going to be long. I've got images and videos turned on. And come down here and we're ready to go. So I'm going to hit active and finish. Now that's the only one I have active right now. I ran out of credit, so I had to turn everything off until I bought this account today. So this will create some content. Now long articles take anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes to come back. But let's take a look at some of the SEO tips. Okay, I'm going to come in here and hit edit. And I did the same thing. I brought Surfer over. I did medium. And whenever it starts creating, it's going to say success, and it's going to give you a reference key. And when it finishes that article, it's going to give you the title. So let's take a look at what it looks like. We'll come down here and hit preview. Okay. Now, this is a raw preview. I don't think it doesn't even put the image in there for me. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, it did put an image on that one. So it's good, but sometimes it does not always bring back an image. Okay. So you can kind of take a look. So it does a fairly decent job. It missed an image there. Okay. So I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to hop out of this and hit finish. And we'll come back and check this later, but let's talk about how do you build mashes. Let me take a step backwards. We're going to build another campaign. Oops. Because I want to fully flesh out the keyword research here. We're going to use these two buttons, and I'll show you how to do those before we get started. Okay. I'm going to pull another Bitcoin automotive. Let's pull self-help. Okay, so this was somebody's keyword here. There's a lot of search on it. So I've got keywords everywhere. This is a free plugin, and I've got it activated. It's right here. It's a Chrome extension, and come down here, and I can copy the keywords. Let's come over here, and we're going to add self-help. Okay, hit update, and upload. Now you can do this individually. You can do one at a time. If you wanted to put your keywords and your sub keywords, you can do all the selections here and then hit update. Now you can set your own keywords for subheadings if you want to do that. A lot of work, but you would just click that and keyword heading keyword 1, 2, and 3 and send it across. Me personally, I'm going to let the artificial intelligence figure out what my subheadings are going to be. Okay. So you would hit update and it would just add that one sub keyword. So I'm going to come over here and go upload CSV. Okay. There's my basic CSV right there. And you got your surfer. We haven't added keywords everywhere in here, but if you're using keyword search right here, you could come in here and export this. I'm also going to export this one. And I'll export this one. Okay. So let's load this one up. So you got your main keyword right there. Okay. So you would put your sub keywords in here to help you out. So let's go. I'm just going to copy all these over. And then I'm going to come in here and go self-help training, self-help tips, and so on. Okay. So this is kind of how you would build your own CSV if you're going to upload. And I can pull in right here. I'll open up this long tail keywords. Pull those over. and copy those right here. And then I'm going to just go through here and get rid of duplicates. Go to my data and remove duplicates. Column has headers. So if it has, okay, so I found one duplicate in here. Okay. So this is ready to go in there. You know, if you want to go in and spend the time, develop these out. I think you can do writers in, you can do the same thing. So this is my CSV that I'm going to put in there, GPRC self. So I'm going to hit save and over here to RSSMasher. And we're going to GPR self-help. Let's see which one it was. There it was. And hit upload. Oops, I forgot to remove that first line. So I'm just going to highlight that line and delete it. Okay, so this is ready to go. I haven't done a lot of work to make it, you know, really be more defined, but you can do it that way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come up here and make this active also. Update and finish. Okay, so we should have two of them generated. Now this is generated the very first one on buy gold. So let's take a look at it. Come down here. 3 things you should know before investing in bullion and gold. Interesting topic. I'm going to hit preview. Wow. Good image. Cost of buying bullion and gold, liquidity, irregular investments in bullion. Guys, these are some good little topics in there. And you got your video right there. Nice. I like this. Okay. Now, you can let this fully develop out all your articles. And then you can come in and physically look at these and go, I don't like that. And then hit delete. Okay. So that's one method. The other is let it run. Set it up, let it run, and delete it inside of WordPress if you don't like it. Okay. So I've got this auto running and I'm going to hit finish. Yes, Patrick, let the data tell you what to do. That's why I like Surfer, guys. When I'm over here in Surfer, it would take me a week to figure out what the best clustered articles would be for buying gold. I just did this in minutes. And again, this is why I love Surfer. It is a great tool. You can go straight from Surfer and you can build a kind of a content brief. Let's find gold bars. So you can actually start a content editor straight from here. And this training is not all about how to do Surfer, but you can do a full outline and then flesh it out and write a really professional article yourself. But you start with something besides a blank sheet of paper. Okay, so let's see if it will take me over there. So we'll come back and visit this shortly. Okay, so we got self-help, we got buy gold. Let me pull another auto suggest. Let's do automotive. So I'm going to hit add and automotive. Automotive repair, maybe. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to hit update. Okay, now we added this new auto suggest feature. This is using Bing. We're using 2 tiers on this. So I'm going to come over here and go United States, automotive repair, and search and add keywords. I'm doing medium length with subheadings. and it's going to pick up my default of images and videos. Okay. So I built 8 items. Let's go in here. Automotive chips. Searching that. So you can sit here and build a really nice little, this is all Bing suggestions too. Warranty, disclaimer, complete automotive. So this is going to build a really nice little article. So best build. And most dependable. Now, what you can do is take your keywords everywhere, take these topics, and use our auto suggest to put sub keywords in there. So let's take a look at this. I'm going to come back here. So you saw what I did was I just took the basics on a CSV. But what if we did this? Now, this is really nice. So I'm going to come over here and hit make campaign active, hit update, and finish. Okay. So we got 3 campaigns running. We did this one with Surfer. We did this one with just copying keywords in from a spreadsheet. And we did this with auto suggest. So I'm going to come back and let's do Bitcoin. Everybody knows Bitcoin. I'm going to do yoga. Okay, yoga studios. That's what pops up first. So I'm going to come over here and go yoga exercises. So let's copy this. I'm just kind of cheating a little bit here. I'm going to hit add. And I wish this will be added later where you can do copy the list, hit auto suggest, and pop a list in there. Somebody had suggested that, and I think it's a great idea to do that. We're going to add that later, but right now it doesn't work with all of them in there. So I'm just going to do yoga. Take out keyword. I don't need that. Yoga exercises. Search and add keywords. Okay. Yoga for beginners. And let's see what else we had there. Benefits, origin, yoga for health. So we'll do a couple more. Yoga for health. Search and add, and yoga benefits. Oops. Search and add. Okay. So I just created 27 items just by kind of sneaking in over here, and yoga at home. That I'll do one more. Yoga at home. Search and add. Okay. So I've got 34 items, and what we're doing with auto suggest is we use Bing to pull in suggested words for, and then we drill down from there to get the subheading. So it's giving us suggested words, and then it's building subheading or sub keywords off of each of the original suggested. So we're doing 2-tier searches. Okay. So you got 34 items. This is a great one. Make that one active. Update and finish. Yep. Okay. I'm going to grab some water real quick. Okay, so we've got 4 campaigns running, and you saw how easy it was to use auto suggest, and with keywords that you input in there. Okay, self-help, again, we did it with just a simple CSV list, and then buy gold. Okay. So what do you do with this now that they're generated? So let's go and take a look at our little outline here. We've done all this. AF campaign initial setup. We've talked about the type of content, medium, long, extra long. Setup recommendations. I'm just going to go in here real quick and let's talk about in your initial setup that you choose the length, and this is the default. You can always change it when you're creating. Medium, long, very long. These are the two that we use. If you're, like I said, if you're doing single sites, small sites, do very long. Okay. I get all this on. I've got this turned on, and that's all the settings that I use. So just make sure all that's set up just exactly like that. Update and activate account, finish, you're done. Okay. Now you've got your articles built. So we will show it in the mash so you can create a mash once you have one article built in the campaign. So I know on Buy Gold, we had at least one article. So click on Manage Mashes. Don asked a question, is that image copyrighted that had the Guardian? Article Forge claims that they are pulling copyright CC-free images. So take it for what it's worth there. Okay. So I'm going to create a mash. Come down here, add. And I'm going to call it Buy Gold. Just so I know when I'm looking at hundreds of mashes, I'm going to go, it's from Article Forge. So I know where the content's coming from. Now, I'm going to go ahead and embed the YouTube content. And actually, I don't even need that because we've got a video embed already. If you're doing just YouTube, that's when you would do it. But we have a video embed, so I don't need any of that. Come down here and let's give it a folder to keep organized, demo, and hit update. Now, Wayne always puts a permalink, and I never put a permalink because I'm not going to use it as an RSS feed. This is when you would actually have it as an RSS feed. Okay. Now, we have this tab, Article Forge. So you have to do. If you have at least one article created, it will generate, it will show you the campaign. So we're going to do Buy Gold, add Article Forge campaign to mash. Now, this is dependent on your level. I would just leave it at 10. It's going to generate 5 when you do the first build, but it will look back 10. If you're only creating 100, it will pull 10 at a time. So if you've got 120, it's going to pull 120, but it will take 12 times 10, which depending on your license, that means all the articles will get processed and ready for your schedule within a day to 2 days. Okay. So that's why I don't even worry about this. I'm not going to spin the content. I want the original content from Article Forge, unedited, unspun. Okay. Now you can do image replace. So we're going to come back and we're going to visit this in a few minutes without image replace on. You can put money hooks in there. Guys, this is, if you want to monetize it, add some tokens. You don't need a citation because it is your article. You wrote it. And just for grins, I'm going to put some security camera tokens. Now, I probably wouldn't do this with Buy Gold. I'd have something about buying gold at the bottom of the article. Now, this is also where you could put in your interactivity quizzes. So I would have some tokens set up for my interactivity quizzes to go right here. This is where the money hook would pay off. Okay. But right now, I'm just going to put some Amazon products in there. Okay. And that's about it. I don't need anything else. Now, you can do anchor text replacement. So you can actually have your list of anchor text sitting up here where you would set it up. And let's just pretend like I have an anchor text of gold terms. But I don't, so let's just do maybe security cameras. And I know this is not even gonna pull, but it copies all those anchor text links. It says copy. I may not have anything set up there yet. Let's just do generic. Okay. So I have a list of generic keywords just for testing purposes. Keyword Donald Trump, Tesla, and dog. And I just put some, but you can also put some spins in there if you want to spin the content of your static link. So whenever it builds this static link, it's going to choose one and use that when it builds the article. So it's not putting the rotation in, it's selecting one out of the SINWAR. Okay. Now I'm not going to use any of those, so that's fine. They probably won't even show up anyway. Okay. Now I'm going to go over here to build. It's the last tab there. Hit build. Now I think I only have 1 or 2 articles from gold, so let's just take a look at it. And that's that first article. Now this is not formatted for your website, but it's, and then there's my little Amazon. That's the security cameras recorded on Amazon. And it's got a second article. So there's some images, good titles. So this one was about types of gold coins. American Gold Buffalo, the Gold Eagle, Burnished Gold Eagle, Dwight Eisenhower commemorative gold coin. You got a good video in there and you see my Amazon, okay? So I am ready to finish and activate this. But before I do that, let's talk about image replace. I like this part here. Now I'm going to pretend like these are, I have a gold bullion. I didn't know ahead of time we're going to do gold bullions, but I'm going to do image packs in here and just kind of. I say I'm going to do image packs, but for some reason he's got that turned off today. I guess he's doing some testing. Okay. Typically, you would do image pack and you would choose which image pack and you do a replace and you would turn on your replace. I don't know why it's not doing this. Oh, there it is. Okay. I had to refresh it. Image packs. I know I don't have anything on RSSMasher running a little slow. It's probably because I'm on Zoom. So I hit edit. Let's go replace some images. So I've chosen that. I'm going to hit edit and on image replace. Now I'm going to choose an image pack. And just so I know, I don't have any gold in here at all. Let's put some weird ones in there so we know. I'll do breaking news. Okay. I'm randomly selected from the media pack. Now you can get your media pack over here in Marketplace. We have a whole bunch of free ones you can choose, or you can just upload your own media pack. Very, very easy to do. I would do this. I would put gold in there. All the gold images. I go to Canva. This is the cheat. I go to Canva and I will build a big list of images of gold, download it, and then upload it as a media pack. Okay, so I'm going to choose image pack called breaking news. Order, do you want them in order from first one to last, or just random? I'll do random. Image replacement, I want them to replace all images. There's only one image I know of. Add a featured image to text only articles. Okay, I'm going to check that, but I really don't need to because all these had images. So I'm going to hit update. Okay, now let's go over and build, see what happens. This puts you in control of your images. Highly recommend, if you're serious about autoblogging for a long period of time, is replace the images with your own that are better quality images. But we use Article Forge to create the placeholder image in there. Okay, so I'm going to hit preview web. Now, you know these aren't gold, anything related to gold at all, but you can see we've got some good images that would replace whatever is already in there, okay? And so here's the comparison. Here's what we started with. And you can imagine these images being, you know, any gold that you want. And so they're good full-size images, but they're your images, okay? So it helps your website with quality images in there. So all you have to do is hit image replace. Any questions about this? Patrick, we can't swap videos. How you would swap your videos is you would have to go into your WordPress or your Masher sites. Seems like it pulled the images related to the Amazon. Right. No, Ed asked a question. It seems like it pulled the images related to the Amazon ad. That's not. I have a media pack called Breaking News. It's a bunch of microphones, world news. So it doesn't have anything at all to do with the Amazon ads. It's a random pack of images. So if, just for instance, if I choose barbecue and grilling, hit update. What would y'all expect here? I would have gold, but I've got some good barbecue images in there. Yep. I don't know how that would relate to that, but anyway, you can see whatever your media pack is what it's going to replace with. Garen says he has a way to swap videos. I'm not aware of that inside of RSSMasher. Okay, and we'll bring Garen on at the end. If you can do it in RSSMasher, I'd like to see it too. But let's go back here. Once you're done, now I'm going to turn off image replace because I don't have any gold images, gold bullion or anything. But I would, for this one, I would definitely do that. Build again. And preview web. I always like to preview it, just make, ooh, it did not replace it yet. Hit update. Come back, build. Okay, it's back to the original images, just like it should. Guys, this is auto magic. This is Wayne's specialty, is automating all this for us. So you don't have to think about creating articles. Okay, let's go back to our external content and see where we're at on everything else. Okay, page 2. Okay, we've got 1 for self-help, 1 for automotive, and 0 for yoga. So let's take a look at self-help. And here I've got 1 article generated. So let's take a preview of it. Now, this one doesn't have, well, take that back. It does have some sub keywords in here, but it's very, very thin is what I would call it. So let's take a look at the preview. It didn't bring in an image for some reason. Review, declutter your mind, review of self-help, reviews The Secret by Dale Carnegie, self-help books. So it's kind of wrapped around self-help books. Okay. And that's fine. That's the main topic. But you're going to see the articles can sometimes go in weird directions. And I'd say like self-help, well, this is a good one. Self-help podcast. It may bring up self-help podcast, but it may have a category about conservative podcast. It may have a self-help yoga in there. So that's why you want to kind of help it with sub keywords. So just be conscious is if you don't put any sub keywords in there, you may have some articles going different directions. Okay. Now I'm going to come back into this and let's look at our schedule again. Okay. So building an AF content, we've already done that. So building the match, we did the match setup, we did image swaps. I showed you how to do money hooks and how to do anchor text and build, preview, and activate. I do this all the time, build, preview, and activate. I get bored because I want it to build and look exactly like I want it before I activate it, okay? So I may do, you know, several of these like you just saw before I actually get to the activate method. Now you got to activate it before you can put it in before the schedule can actually see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to add it to a schedule, and I'm going to show you how to audit the progress. Okay. And I know I have to go in and do this later, but I'm going to go into manage schedules. Okay. So we're going to add by gold. Okay. And select the group. It's in my demo folder. It's probably down at the bottom. There it is. Okay. And copy the templates. Let's see. I've got article. I set up one just for Article Forge posting. And let's do 2. And you can kind of check out. I'm going to do 5. Let's put them about every 5 minutes apart. I want to be able to show you what it does as far as going over. So I'm going to go every 5 minutes. Time is good. Do not post. Leave that at 0. Don't make it active yet. I'm going to put it back in the demo folder. Whenever I copy a template down, it copies the group template name there. So you just make sure you got it back in the right folder. It just helps keep everything organized. Okay. Now, this is the magic. This is what RSSMasher, this is what we spend a lot of time with. Where do I want to put it? Let's go ahead and put it on WordPress. And I really hate to do this, but Amazing Hamburger, you're going to get some gold articles. So self-hosted WordPress. And let's just put it under, and I'm going to come back and delete this later, but Paleo living. I'll just give it a category. It's not a draft. I don't need to read more, but I do want to use that first image as the featured image. Absolutely. Upload all the images to the site so they reside on my WordPress. Post the content. Make sure all this is there. Now, this is dependent on your WordPress. So I'm going to look at my WordPress. Right now, when I pull an article, it only has that one image. So I don't want it to do a featured image and then do the first image. Some WordPress remove it automatically, some combine it. So it's really dependent on where you're posting it. But it's real easy to just come in and turn it off. So I'm going to leave that there. Create tags. Now, if you have the API Club, you can create tags. Give me a couple of tags there. Or you can add your own tags in there. WordPress loves tags. Google SEO loves tags also. I'm not going to spin it. Let's use link processor. This is part of the API Club. It's link processor. I'm going to silo the category, meaning I'm going to have a link to the article above it. And if there's no article above it, it's going to go to the category. Now, if you got API Club, you can do Banner Bear. I don't need to do Banner Bear. Banner Bear will crop that image with a smart crop. It will make it that size and it'll be face focused. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use what is being sent from Article Forge. Okay. Hit update. Okay. Now I'm going to add something else. Guys, if you have booster pages, if you don't, I don't know why you don't, but if you do, this is perfect. This is when you use booster pages inside RSSMasher. Okay, let's go. I think financial, stock investing, currency, commodities. Put it commodities trading. Now I want to point it back to WordPress. So I'm going to click this link right there, hit update. Okay. Now I can add other social syndication. This is the time to syndicate. So it's not Twitter groups, Twitter groups. It's not correctly working right now. Let's put it in. Let's go M Street Deals. I'm going to tweet it. It's going to be the WordPress link. And I'm not going to do any here, but I will use Rightly because I can do some emojis with it. Put a couple of tags and auto emojify. Now, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but it does put something in your Twitter, in the timeline of your, or in the tweet, that gives it a little bit more clickbait content in there. Use link processor, absolutely. Banner bear, I don't need that, so I'm going to hit update. Okay, and I'm going to put it on what I call a link pen site, which is the early booster page. So it's a Masher site, and this is quick view news. Let's see. If I'm not looking for it, it pops out at me. Okay. You can tell I have a lot of sites in here. There it is. Okay. This is a link pin site. This is kind of like a Pinterest site if you're not familiar. Sports, Hollywood, weird stuff. Let's put it under, I'll just put it under finance. Okay. I want it pointing back to the WordPress post. Everything points back to this original WordPress or Masher site. I don't want to spin it. I'll go ahead and kick it with link processor and hit update. Okay, guys, that's all it takes. I can add Tumblr, I can add Zapier and Integromat for further syndication of this one article. Okay, so at the time of post, we've got 3 links being built right there. Booster page is actually creating a tier 2 set of links back to this link, and it's creating 3 more links back to this link. So just this alone is going to be creating 6 total links back to the original WordPress site. Okay, so this is what when I speak of social syndication, this is what I'm speaking of right here. Okay, so I'm ready to go. I'm going to hit update, and let's go ahead and make it active. Hit update and finish. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and check this and see if we can look at some of the other campaigns we built. Okay, yoga has one, and yoga was the one that we did the auto suggest from keywords. So let's take a look at it. It's got one build so far. Medium success, yoga exercises for beginners. Hey, great. Let's figure out what we need to do to start yoga. Okay. I don't think I can bend like that, but fish pose, cow face, plank pose. I don't know what any of this means, but this is a pretty good article to kind of help you as a beginner understand a couple of the poses in there. Okay. Yoga for beginners. Got a good video in there. And it's a medium length article. So this is great content. I don't know what cow face is, but I'm sure it's really important for yoga for beginners. And I'm going to come up here and just hit finish. Okay. So now I'm ready to create a mash, and I'm just repeating the same process over. I hope it's not boring. So I'm going to hit add. And I'm going to go through this really fast because this is really all it takes is yoga. And give it a name. It doesn't matter what the name is. Come all the way down here and just put it in demo, hit update. Now I'm not going to do any image swaps on this because I've created yoga campaigns. So I know they pull really good images. So I'm going to skip that. I'm going to skip money hooks and anchor text at this time. I'm going to hit build, preview web. No data found yet. Ooh, that's because I didn't choose anything. That makes a big difference. Okay. Now I want to also point out, if you have multiple article forwards you want to build about yoga, I don't think I do, but if I had, advanced yoga or something, some different article forge campaign, I could put multiple article forge campaigns. But just remember, they're going to one schedule, and that one schedule is going to one website and maybe one or two categories. Okay. So I got just one campaign in there. I'm going to hit build. Now it should work. Preview web. Yep. Works perfect. Fish pose, cow face, plank rows. Okay. Those should be good. Now that I have it active, I'm going to finish and activate. And I'm going to come over here to schedule, manage schedules. And I'm just going to see if I've got yoga already in there. Nope, I don't. Good. Put that on under online exercise programs, yoga. Select group. It's coming out of my demo group. So it's probably the last one. Yep, yoga. And let's just see what 5 posts per day looks like. Okay. Now, I copied it from the template. I can come in just like I did before and modify this however you want. But I want this one. This is a little bit slower pacing of post, and that's all good. Put it back in the demo folder. Hit update. Come over here, and it is going to online exercise programs under WordPress. Online exercise. Okay. And Beachbody exercises at home. That's a great one. No draft. It's not read more. Use first image. Yes. Upload all images. Yes. Post content. Yes. I'm going to skip rightly on this one. I'm going to link processor it. I'm going to silo it, and I'm going to hit update. Okay. I'm going to add it to booster pages. And I know I have fitness. Let's see. I think I've got yoga. Yep. I'm going to go back to WordPress, hit update. Okay. At this point, guys, I'm done. I'm ready to go active, update, and finish. Okay. So we just added, in fact, I probably should have named it AF so I know where it's coming from. Let's just go in and change that edit. Now I'll come in and I'll syndicate it later. This is a good one. This is one that I want to put in multiple link pin sites pointing all back to online exercise program. So I want to build my backlinks right here. But this is how fast you can get this thing set up. So as this creates, it's going to be pushing over to my online exercise programs. And probably in the next 10, 15 minutes, it will start dropping these into the sites. But in case if you don't know how to audit your schedules or your mashes, this is collected data from the mashes. This is the audit. This is auditing schedule. So I'm going to audit the collected data. Remember I said I'm going to put it in a group. Let's see, by gold. Hit filter. Okay. So both of them say new. They have not been posted. If they had been posted, it would say posted right here. So the MASH has created 2 articles ready to go to the schedule. That's my audit. So I'm going to come over here and go post data. Okay, let's see, demo and by goal. Okay, this allows you to select which social. I'm just going to do WordPress, hit filter. Okay, nothing's come over yet. Let's check on yoga. Yoga hasn't posted anything, and by gold. Let's look at hearing aids. I don't know. Okay. So I did one on hearing aids. And let's just go over here. Questions you need to ask about cochlear implants. Okay. Now, remember when I said exclude that first image? Okay. So it posted the featured image and it posted that first image. Okay. So let me show you how I'm going to fix this. Real easy. It's the hearing aid schedule. So I'm going to go into hearing aids. Hearing aids right here and edit. Come down here, on WordPress, hit edit. I noticed that it's doing 2, so I'm going to come down here, exclude first image, okay, and hit update. And I'm using smart cropping here because I want it, you know, this one I'm using for multiple purposes. So this is a good one right here. Now make it active and hit update and finish. Now I know I need to go in here to buy gold. Let's go ahead and change these right now, since I know it's going to buy gold, amazing hamburger, exclude first image and update. Okay, finish. And we'll do yoga. Edit. And exclude first image. Okay. Update and finish. Okay. So when those come over, they'll look, they're already have that first image removed. So that's the only tune-up that you may need. Guys, I don't have to touch these ever again. So Paleo diet, let's just take a look at Paleo diet. It's one I put in amazing hamburger. And so I'm going to come in, let's look at post data. Just select the schedule. Near the end. I'll look in my folder first. Amazing hamburger. And select schedule. Amazing. It's Paleo diet. This was the last one I did. And let's take a look at it. Okay. So these are articles already created. And this is the latest one. So how to lose weight on a paleo diet. It was created today at 7 a.m. It's pulling an image. It's got subheadings: eggs, nuts, vegetables, caffeine, real food, serving size. This is a long article, but it's got subheadings. Guys, if there are people out there that just skim articles, and they will skim the article, they'll go, oh, okay, I need eggs, nuts, vegetables, caffeine. Okay, but it gets them reading down here all the way to the bottom, and they'll watch that video, and they may play a game about, you know, what's the best paleo diet, you know. So this is a great article. I didn't do anything. This is set on long with subheadings, unedited. Scott asked, need to add the Article Forge campaign there under AF. Yeah, I already added the Article Forge in the MASH. Yeah. Okay. So I kind of got, this is it. Once you set your schedule, come in and audit and just make sure, you know, everything's flowing through. Collected data. Let's look at the very last one. See, yoga. We'll hit filter again. It's got one article. So it really is dependent right now on the way that we process. And this is important for you to know, the way we process. I got 4 campaigns running. It's going to do one article here, 3 to 5 minutes. And then it goes to here, one article here, 3 to 5 minutes, one article here, 3 to 5 minutes. And same for yoga. And then it starts back over. So if you've got 20 campaigns running, it means that maybe you're not getting buy gold. You're not getting as many articles as you want. It's because you're generating a bunch of other articles at the same time. But Article Forge just keeps on running through there. Okay. So just keep that in mind. If you don't see enough articles, turn off everything else and just let Article Forge work on that one campaign for you. Yep. Okay. Let's pop over here. And guys, I'm going to drop some links in here if you want article. If you don't have Article Forge, I'm going to drop in all the links. I've got Article Forge. I got Surfer. I've got, I don't know why that G2 review. Well, the G2 review is in there is for RSSMasher. So if you'll give us a G2 review, that would be great. It helps us out, helps us continue to sell and promote our product. Jasper, I use Jasper. Let's take a look at, I did a video, and it's in the Facebook group, of how do you take one of these articles, how do you take this article right here and make it better? Well, you simply, you copy this article and put it in Jasper and start tuning it up. It's very, very simple to do. And then once you're done with Jasper, come back into your edit post and just paste it right over, highlight the old stuff and paste the new stuff in. So you could spend 20, 30 minutes at improving the quality, adding images, adding more subheadings, getting your score up on Jasper if you got Surfer tied into it. Or you could have a copywriter if you want your VA to come in and tweak it, add some images, just come up here, edit the post, and go to town on it. So you can come in here and you just, keep on adding stuff to it. You see it brought the video over. It's got my Amazon. If you don't want those, you can delete those. And here's the silo that we added. So everything's siloed together. And then once you update it, you just hit update here. Now I've got Grammarly tied in here, so I could actually come in here and start editing with Grammarly if I wanted to. But it does a pretty decent job of the article itself. I hope you'll take some time to actually read some of these articles. I mean, you can't get any faster or better or cheaper, because I know article writers, they're going to be on a 500-word article. You can be anywhere from, at the low, probably $30 an article to a high of $500 an article for just a 500-word article. Walt asked about the Facebook video of using Jasper to tune your Article Forge article. I don't have it. It's in the RSSMasher group, and you just have to scroll down. I know I dropped it in there probably last week, and I show how to take the article, go over to Jasper, tie in Surfer so you can get a score. And I went from a 55 score to like a 71 or 72 score within about 20 minutes of work. And once you get it past like 67, it goes to green. And that's really all I was trying to achieve with that short article. Surfer and Jasper are going to want you to write a 2,000-word article. And I didn't want to do that for the video. But anyway, video shows you how to do it. Okay, guys, we're at the top of an hour and a half, and I'm pretty much done with the presentation. Are there any questions? This is your time to ask questions. If you have any questions about how all this is done, if you need me to go back over anything. And I just encourage you to get Article Forge, plug it into integrations, get it all set up, and start kicking out external content. Now, what I can do is I will let these things run for a few days and build up content. Okay. So I wanted to build up, like in Paleo dot, I got 210 articles. I think I have it, or I'm sorry, I have 210 failed because I was using API that was on something else. But let's look at this. Content marketing strategies. I got 53 articles ready to go into a Masher site about RSS feeds, but where this is actually going is inside of RSSMasher.com as a blog. So my sales pages, my money sites, I am building blogs, and I'm supporting those money sites, those landing pages, those sales pages with backlink or with content behind in a blog. I hope that makes sense. Booster pages. boosterpages.net. I have content behind boosterpages.net. I have this thing called a blog. This is a simple WordPress site that, well, it's an optimized press WordPress site, but I'm sending content over. I haven't written any of this. It looks like I have though. Converge Media, how to get a high Google ranking. Okay. And that's why it looks kind of goofy. Okay, here's 100. Rank your company name, rank for your service in your area, improve your Google quality score. And here's a video from Ahrefs. And I've got my link in here, recent post. So this is a little plugin I added. So I've got legs behind this table. This table right here is I want to sell booster pages. Okay. And Google really doesn't like ranking your sales page. I don't know what it is, but they don't like ranking sales pages, okay? Or the pricing pages. They don't like ranking any of that. They love ranking blog articles, okay? So these blog articles are supporting this page right here, okay? So keep that in mind. Is any of your, if you have a sales page and you want to get some traction on your sales page, build a blog right behind it. Go into RSSMasher, create your blog content and send it right behind it. Scott asked a question, which plugin did you use for adding author? I don't remember, but it was a free plugin. I think it was like Signature or something like that. There's the way I find free plugins is I just type in the search feature signature or something like that. And I always look for the one that has the most downloads and the highest reviews. That's how I find the very best one. So there's 20 or 30 of them in there. Okay. That is it for Geek Out Friday today. Now, guys, I want you to think in terms of Wayne and I are going to create a book, and we keep telling y'all this, and this fall, we're going to be publishing a book about how to automate content marketing. And we're building the book through training sessions that we have. So the first mastermind training that we're going to have is on the 17th. It's in a special Facebook group, and you can find it in any of my groups that you're a member of, and just join that. And we're going to have a 3-day training session. I'm starting work on the content, and we are going to be showing stuff exactly like this. So it may be very repetitive for you on certain parts. Hopefully some parts you'll learn, but there's a lot of features in RSSMasher, and half of you on the call, I know you've been with us from the very beginning, but I see some new people on the call, and it's really, there's things on RSSMasher I forgot we even had. We have a mem quotation system in there, and I totally forgot we built one a year ago. So we're going to go all through RSSMasher, all the tools on all that. How does Booster Pages do it? How does all that integrate? We're going to go over Booster Pages. We're going to go over VidPenguin too. If you don't have it, we have it on AppSumo right now. How do you rank videos? We're not going to go, in depth on it. But we're going to show how all the tools work together. We automate content marketing, and that's what our focus is showing you the tools that we use, but also showing you some strategies about how to make money with it, or how to get lead gen off of it. So I hope you join us with it. Bring your questions and we'll try to answer them. And we're going to take all the videos down, transcribe them, get them edited, and they will be part of the book, the Kindle book that we'll be doing. Don says your bio plugin is Starbucks. That could be it. Absolutely. Yeah, and Patrick mentioned, and guys, this is the thing, is I did a couple of these for you, but the only way you're going to get really good at this is just repeat the process over and over and over and over again. I mean, I've got hundreds of mashes and I've got hundreds of schedules. Some of them, you know, I've turned off. They just don't do anything for me. But that's the only way you're going to get really familiar with RSSMasher. We built this tool. We took this tool and we are building our own PBN network, but we've modified it and we've done some other things with it. So I know this can handle whatever load that you want to put on it as far as content production, and just get creative with it. Now, Garen, are you still on the call? If you are, drop a message in here. If you have that video trick, somebody asked again about that. Can you swap videos inside of YouTube or inside of RSSMasher, or is that done later? And Tony asked, what product did you say was on AppSumo? It's VidPenguin 2. This is our video ranking tool. I'll just put in here AppSumo. Let me see if I can grab that real quick. Yep. There you go. And I'll just put this in the chat mode here for everyone. Okay. Okay. If you buy VidPenguin 2, if you're new and you want to buy VidPenguin 2, we have, here's the plans. You can stack the codes. This is what we call, this is standard level, this is pro, this is agency. If you want to see what the retail price is, you can type in VidPenguin 2 and buy it for retail. And retail price is a little bit higher. I'll come all the way down here. Okay, $297 a year is the retail price on agency. $197 a year is for pro. So if you're in AppSumo, you can get pro for 2 of these. So it's like $154. Okay. If you buy 2 of these and you go in and you leave a review for us, send me the review, send me the purchase API or the PayPal receipt, and I will upgrade you to stack 3. So that puts you into an agency level. So just buy 2 and you can get the agency free with a review here. Okay. Yeah, if you have the original version of VidPenguin, that was a goodie, but it is over and done. We closed it in 2020. COVID didn't have anything to do with it, but it was exhausted. It no longer was effective. So VidPenguin 2 has a lot of goodies in there. Yeah, Scott, we will be going over VidPenguin 2 in the training. It's part of the book that we're going to do, you know, about how to rank videos. It's going to be a chapter in the book about, you know, using video content. So yeah. Okay. And Garen, do you okay. Garen is going to post a link in the RSSMasher Facebook group of how he does an automatic video swap in Masher. And I can't wait to see that, because I did not know you could do that. So Garen has been with us since the beta of this version, and he knows it probably a lot better than Wayne and I do. He uses it a lot. So guys, thank you very, very much for the questions today. And thanks for joining me. If there's no more questions, I'm going to hop off the call and go grab lunch. Yeah, Paul, in 2 weeks, we are going to be talking about Interactive. And you can find it on AppSumo, and you can buy it on AppSumo right now. But it's something that I'm excited about, because I have used personality quizzes in the past, and have had tremendous results. I've used Video Game Suite in the past and have had decent results. I just don't, Video Game Suite has, it's kind of junky. It looks like it was built 10 years ago, but this one is actually an iframe. I don't know if we cut the iframe. No, it's a div. So which house of Hogwarts would you like to be in? Oh, Gryffindor, of course. It's your favorite discipline of Hogwarts. Care of magical creatures. What animal? Let's do a cat. Okay, almost everyone, courage. Yep. Okay, so I'm Harry Potter. Now, Harry Potter's Who's Who. Guys, this can go anywhere you want. Ideally, you want to send it to either a lead gen that he can share this with, or it's going to send it over to an affiliate product or your own products. Okay, so these right here, use this right here as your syndicated image if you're going to do social syndication later on. Okay, these are great. We're going to talk about this in 2 weeks. Okay, thank you very much, and I will see you on another call. Bye-bye.